somewhere in my life, someone will ask me, what's the greatest thing you've ever seen in boxing? And the answer is, Gatti Ward won, round 9. I think that'll always be the answer.
From 1997 to 2001, the Ring Magazine Fight of the Year awards were being dominated by two men, Arturo Gatti Thunder
It's a foul fest now.
and Irish Micky Ward.
Come on, let's fight.
Winning 3 of the last 4 awards between them, despite the fact the two fan-friendly sluggers were yet to face each other in the ring.
Hey, this is it for me, I feel, and I'm not, you're not going to see me running around like a jackrabbit in this fight.
Gatti was the significantly more established fighter, competing and winning at world title level for the best part of the previous decade, while Ward's position of being a tough competitor at regional level was more ingrained, certifying himself as a career gatekeeper of sorts that always seemed to come up short in the big fights. Winning or losing was never a factor in the Micky Ward fandom. This was a man that could only fight one way, the way of a proper old-fashioned blood and guts Ward. Ward had a granite chin, an unwavering heart, topped off with his signature left hook to the body that struck fear into even the highest echelon of fighters during that period.
So at the time, Micky Ward this is before the Gatti fights. I mean, he had this liver body shot that he was stopping guys with.
He hit you in the kidney?
Oh man.
How bad did that hurt?
I went to the corner, I sat down, and that's how you feel. Stop the fight.
Oh, you asked your dad to stop the fight.
Stop the fight.
Gatti, on the other hand, also packed tremendous power for the weight, but it was often enough to get him out of trouble when it truly mattered, on the biggest stage possible.
Down goes Rodriguez. What a left hook.
Did you know you had the stuff in you to do what you did?
I have the heart and I have what it's got to be champion, and I did it.
At first glance, it seemed that both Gatti and Ward were nearing the end of their careers when they agreed to fight in May of 2002. However, Gatti's decision to clean up his act and take better care of himself outside the ring was a game changer. He entered the bout with Micky Ward, looking like a rejuvenated man, 10 years younger than the one who De La Hoya stopped in 5 rounds just a year earlier. For Micky, this was the ultimate opportunity, a chance to make his mark in the sport. Despite being a 36-year-old gatekeeper, he trained with the intensity of a world champion, regardless of age. This was his last hurrah, and he was determined to make it count. BLTV picks up the action from round 1.
Everybody's expected a good fight tonight. Arturo doesn't bleed all over the scale, 130, 135. Choking the combinations, though, from Gatti.
Fighters who customarily give Gatti trouble have jabs.
Angel Manfredi, he was beaten to the jab. Ward walks in without jabbing. That's perfect for Gatti.
Gatti came out fast, beating Ward to the punch and landing powerful combinations that opened up a cut over Micky's eye barely a minute into the opening round.
Mixing up his punches very well. The speed more than the power.
Speed. He's not staying there long enough to get hit in return.
He's going to have to continue to do that, to stay close.
What Gatti's people have been most concerned about is just this kind of stuff.
Yep, and here comes the Lowell, Massachusetts contingent rising to the occasion for their fighter. Yeah, and here's Gatti with some of that. I'll give it to the body medicine. Now the fight has turned out to be what we expected. Uppercuts for Arturo. Hashtag. Ward's cut opening again. Ward has got to keep it in tight like that.
Ward, as expected, started to find his range and rhythm by the end of the third, which never deterred Gatti, only spurring him on to engage in a slugfest, a common reaction for him after hearing the roar of the crowd.
To the body. Gatti with uppercut. Right hand. Oh, this is good stuff. Fight of the year for 2001. Ward Burton broke a lot of box records. Oh, that's another right hand bomb. He's been rocked in this round. Oh, big left hook by Ward. Big left hook by Gatti. Oh, what a body shot. Oh, magnificent left to the body.
Gatti dropped Ward with a shot below the belt at the end of the fourth. Micky didn't whine or moan about it for an extra bit of time out. He instead banged his fist on the canvas and instantly resumed the war that was already shaping up to be a legendary battle.
Oh, look at the granite in Ward's chin. Emmanuel, how discouraging is it to Arturo to have landed the kind of bombs he's landed? Blood begins to flow from above Ward's right eye again. But look at the distance between the two fighters. This is becoming Micky Ward's fight. They're fighting in a phone booth, and that's the way he wants it. It is man against man in there.
Well, I'll tell you what, the fans are going to get 12 rounds of action out of 10 rounds tonight.
Now they're going to get 15 rounds back.
Oh, look at that! Look at that combination!
And Arturo, Gatti's right eye is bleeding. The blood begins.
And he's loading up every punch.
A tremendous rally by Micky Ward.
There was more action in the fifth than most 12-rounders you see today. Ward was able to find a home for his signature left hook to the body, which started evening out the exchanges that Gatti had been more dominant in the previous rounds.
Because Micky has not been hurt yet. He's been hit with some great shots, but he's never staggered away from it all. Because at this point in the fight,
Oh, what a haymaker by Gatti. And Ward just comes right back.
business as usual.
But Gatti is fighting a good round here.
He's winning this round big.
He's gone back to some movement, throwing combinations, trying to move away.
This is for all the marbles, baby. You understand me?
I have Gatti ahead 4-1 and 1 even.
Well, it's another right hand again, and he comes right back.
He had some equally vicious wars with the champagne bottle and the nightlife. Pat Lynch, who's been as loyal and steadfast as any manager in boxing can be. There's the right again as Ward chops away at Gatti. Arturo hitting a little flat spot here. Gatti throwing a few change-ups and then the high hard one. Again, left-right combination landed flush. Ward bleeding heavily.
And Gatti was hurt by a left and a right.
And this,
After a couple of clear-cut Gatti rounds won by his superior boxing ability, Ward was once again able to close the gap and start softening Gatti's midsection with sustained attacks downstairs.
We're not sure about Gatti because he hasn't been in this kind of a war with as strong a fighter as Ward before.
that body shot again. That's the body shot.
It's the left hook to the body, Ward's money punch, and this knockdown counts.
Ward dropped Gatti with a body shot at the start of the ninth. The grimace on his face reflected that of a beaten man, but once again he responded to the roar of the crowd and continued the battle while truly on his last legs.
He may not be able to
I don't
recover.
think so. And Ward is going to go right back down there again, right to the body again.
They try to get Ward off of him and lands another big shot.
Burton, for the time being, with that tremendous barrage in the first minute. Just look at this.
Unbelievable.
Come on! Come on, let's fight!
That's where he needs to go to the body. You know, you dream of fights, I guess, but very seldom do they live up to the expectation. This is even more than you could dream of.
Just imagine if you bought a ticket. Stop it, Frank. You can stop it anytime.
And Ward is time.
Ward's
And here
fighting.
comes Gatti back.
Less than 10 seconds in the round. Gatti's gonna survive the round.
How Gatti not only survived the ninth round, but managed to make it competitive was astonishing. The fight was already certified to win the Ring Awards, but after the penultimate ninth, it was entering Fight of the Decade and some would even argue greatest of all time at classifications.
Pulled ahead with that shot that knocked Arturo Gatti down. He certainly ran for the 8th round, so I got Micky Ward up by a point.
And seems to have taken some
Yes, and he's taking
fresh
it
air from it.
And he's winning this fight now.
I think Gatti's having trouble seeing out of both eyes now, Emmanuel.
Yes.
But he doesn't have trouble firing away.
this is the way it has to end.
Circa 2002. A fight straight out of the 1950s. A throwback to the golden era of the ring.
After a breathtaking 10 rounds of back-and-forth action, Mickey was awarded a razor-thin majority decision. It was the greatest night of Ward's battle-hardened career, and that was something Gatti respected by not making a song or dance about a decision that, on any other night, could have went his way. Instead, he simply offered his services for a chance at redemption in a rematch.
Do you guys want to do this again?
I would love to. I would love to get a rematch if it's possible.
It's a great fight and two great warriors, you know. It's honesty, and he's an honest guy.
It's a great fight together. I think we should do it again.
Due to the popularity of their first fight, which, of course, won the Ring magazine's Fight of the Year, Gatti Ward 2 became the hottest ticket in town, which led to a substantial purse increase for both fighters and some political ironing out to do for the promoters. However, 6 months later, the stage was set. They upgraded from the small casino they fought in the first time to the world-famous Boardwalk Hall, where 12,000 fans were eager to witness a battle synonymous with the first. Ward needed a fight like that to have success, but Gatti prepared for this encounter with a special trick up his sleeve.
Gatti throwing a lot of punches early on.
Whoa, what a good right to the body by Gatti that time.
And now here comes Arturo.
Ward has turned 37 since that last fight.
Age has got nothing to do here, Larry.
There's Arturo firing punches into Ward's guard. And now he lands the uppercut. Who has been at the helm of Ward's boxing career pretty much throughout. There's a great right hand by Gatti. And Micky Ward goes down.
Gatti was boxing flawlessly, and he used a frustrated Micky Ward's aggression against him, flooring him with a chopping right hand as the all-action brawler fell to the ground due to both the punch and his desperate momentum.
Picking Ward off with a solid right hand shot. Let's see if Arturo can finish. Solid right hand there. Uppercut landed. Ward still punching back.
So far, all he can do is defend himself.
Momentarily stops Gatti in his tracks. Now he lands the left hook to the liver. It'll be for Ward if he can survive what he took from Gatti in this round.
Ward being Ward, of course he had his moments, but this was Gatti's night to shine. Arturo had no intentions to slug it out, at least to the same degree as their first meeting. Instead, using the world-class boxing skills he had always possessed to outbox, outthink, and outwork the fierce Ward, who, to his credit, tried desperately to the final bell to create any remnants of success. But this was Gatti's magnum opus, his greatest and most disciplined performance of his entire career.
Do you think that a third fight between you is warranted?
Well, I have to thank God we're both healthy. We fought a great fight tonight. It's 1-1, so a third one I wouldn't mind.
The scores may have been 1-1, but now the world knew who the better man was when it came down to the true art of pugilism. However, Gatti wasn't wired up like a Bernard Hopkins or Floyd Mayweather. Winning or losing always played second fiddle to the roar of the crowd. As stupid or naive as it might sound, Arturo just loved to fight, and the reactions he got from engaging in exchanges. He promised if a third fight took place, it would be another balls-to-the-wall slugfest, and 6 months later, the world got just that. The most anticipated rubber match since the Thrilla in Manila.
This has the feel of the old Madison Square Garden.
Ward blocking the right to the body, and he comes back upstairs.
Ward is going to have to start punching more.
A little counter right hand, but it's mostly Gatti.
Yeah.
It's all Gatti through the first 3 rounds. Gets a double, triple, and we're wondering if Arturo may have hurt his right hand again.
Arturo started fast and was racking up the early rounds until he broke his right hand on Ward's hip bone in the 4th, at which point the tide completely changed, and Ward pounced to take the advantage.
But Arturo Gatti took a shot and is now in trouble and getting pummeled by Micky Ward. Ward's back in it now, back in it in a big way. 5 straight left hooks by Micky Ward.
You can't do it in boxing. The whole team is Gatti.
Arturo wants to throw Taker shot. Gatti coming back. Gatti showing great courage as he tries to get Ward off of him with one hand. 5 straight left hooks. 7 left hooks. He mixed in one right hand. Here comes Ward. Down goes Arturo.
Gatti rallied back with only one functional hand, but suffered a devastating setback in the 6th as he succumbed to Ward's relentless pressure, who began to smell the blood of his wounded prey.
What you want me to do? My right hand. What you want me to do? I gotta keep going. Okay, listen.
Always into the body, which means the hand could have been hurt before coming into the fight.
How about the courage it takes for Arturo to be throwing right hands at this point?
Unbelievable. The next day,
There's a cut on the left eye now of Ward.
A right hand punch from Gatti with his broken hands. Micky Ward lands a solid straight right. Gatti with a huge left hook. Ward with a left hook. They're trading power shots.
Yep, what happened to the boxing?
After Gatti's injury, the playing field leveled out a bit, leading to an incredible, action-packed closing to the fight in classic Gatti Ward fashion.
Hurt him badly, and here comes Arturo. They're standing and trading shots at the center of the ring. This is very good for Ward. Harold, how do you have it so far? Look at Arturo firing that broken right hand. Ward waits for him to finish and then stages his own assault. Micky Ward stunned by a left hook.
Left hook.
Can Gatti follow up?
And no championships involved. And you get more action in the 10 rounds than we normally get in a 15-round fight.
It definitely isn't normal.
Every time they get close. But it's a mark of how Arturo Gatti has rebuilt his career and rebuilt himself as a fighter. And they rise again in Boardwalk Hall. They're done.
After another dramatic, action-packed 10-rounder, the final bell went to close the chapter on the greatest trilogy of the 21st century. Gatti was correctly awarded a unanimous decision victory, but it was one of those nights where winning or losing was irrelevant. Both guys were winners for delivering such a spectacular night of sporting entertainment.
Micky Ward is unbelievable. He's got a heart, and for someone that wants to retire, he fought a hell of a fight.
I told you he's like Jason. He doesn't stop. You can't stop him. He just keeps coming up. That's his nickname, Jason, not Thunder.
The respect each guy had for each other was there from the opening bell of their first fight. But by the time they were through 30 rounds of blood, sweat, and tears, these two became inseparable.
Dr. Margles, he had slid the curtain open. He goes, I think somebody wants to say hi to you. You all right? Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And who do you think's on the other bed of him? It's Arturo. The first words out of his mouth, it ain't like, it wasn't no, like, good fight, this, that. First thing out of his mouth goes, Mick, you okay? First thing.
Ward stuck true to his word of retiring after their trilogy, but Gatti continued to fight for a couple of extra years, which included a new world title run-in at junior welterweight, making 2 defenses of his WBC title before running into a prime Pretty Boy Floyd.
I think Arturo Gatti he's a true champion. I take my hat off to him just for him giving me the opportunity, because he could have won another way. I think it was a good fight, and I was the best man tonight.
Gatti eventually employed Micky Ward as his head trainer. Still, by the time the late 2000s came around, he no longer possessed the skills necessary to compete at world level, finally hanging up the gloves with a record of 40-9 in 2007.
They remember the sacrifice, the combat, the mayhem, and the love. And that's really what this rivalry provided.